Hey there, long time no see. No, I'm not dead. It's like, I apologize, I have not made any videos recently. Um, but we really haven't gone anywhere or done anything in, like, say, the last year and a half because of all this COVID stuff that's going on. Um, we were sent home last year, March, April, somewhere around in there, and we're working remotely at home. And it was really nice. Saved a bunch of money on our gas and stuff for the car driving back and forth because we have like a 37-mile commute to work each way. So it's like 74 miles or whatever each day that we have to drive. So it was nice for that. The insurance and stuff, we actually got like rebate checks from the insurance company because we weren't driving. Just the wear and tear on the car and stuff like that, and then we could sleep late, which was nice. It's like you don't get to sleep late very often. So, I mean, that whole thing was really nice. But we got called back in probably, a month and a half ago. And now we have another outbreak in our building. Worst part about it is that one of the departments that was actually up on our floor doing some work is the department that had a very large, more than 15 employees and stuff in their particular department. More than 15 or 15 to 20 of their people actually tested positive for COVID, and they were up on our floor like a week before we were told, so that's not good. But Linda and I have both had our shots. We did get the Pfizer shots. I made an appointment, and it took like, I think it was like a week or something to actually get the shots, and then had to wait like 2 weeks and then go back for the second series. But in Missouri, they're not real good about getting their vaccines. I don't know if they think they're going to sprout a second head, if they think there's some kind of a tracking chip in the vaccine, or exactly what it is, but our vaccination rate is not where it needs to be. And people just are, certain people are just flat out refusing to get it. And I don't understand it. Imagine back in the day and stuff, if we had, our parents had refused to allow us to get the smallpox and polio vaccines. Imagine where we would be today. I mean, I still got my scarf from my vaccinations that we got when we were kids. But I mean, it's like, you know that there's a solution to something. It may not keep you from actually getting the COVID, but it can help reduce the symptoms. And then just flat out refusing it. I mean, to me, it's mind-boggling. It's like, okay, here's the seatbelts on your car. Now, if you wear these seatbelts and you're in a car accident and stuff, chances are it'll probably save your life. But rather than put the seatbelt on, they want to scream "my freedoms" and refuse to put the seatbelt on. So when they get into a car accident, they wonder why they're mangled for life, or somebody's scraping them up off the highway with a spatula. I don't understand it. I really do not. But anyway. So, it's right now and stuff with the Delta 2 variant that's out and stuff, and basically that's what's running rampant through Missouri right now. Kind of scary stuff. It's like I said, especially if you have somebody who's immunocompromised to begin with, or has some health issues, which in our house and stuff, it's like I said, Linda's already been through cancer treatments and everything else, survived cancer, and then went through the radiation and everything like that and stuff. And I mean, it's really kind of scary for somebody like that to know that there's somebody that could be sitting right next to him that just plain, I don't know if they just don't give a shit about anybody else or exactly what it is. It's like I said, my mind is boggled over why something that could be possibly prevented or lessened, and they just flat out refuse, you know. I think they think the government's trying to control them or something like that. It's like, I don't consider it that at all and stuff. It's like, I don't feel like the government's trying to control me or anything and tell me that I have to get the vaccine. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my kids, for my grandkids, because I don't want to get sick and possibly take something to them, or I don't want to get sick and then my kids never get to really know their grandma or anything like that, or I don't get to see them graduate or anything. I just don't get it. Can someone please explain it to me? Yeah, you're not going to be and one of the things I heard was that somebody said that they heard stuff that if you put a magnet up to your arm that it'll stick. Where do people hear this stuff? It's like, I really have to wonder, where is this coming from? Can somebody point me out to where all this crazy notion of what these shots are going to do to you is coming from? Yes, you'll have some side effects. The first shot, I had a headache and my arm was sore. The second shot, my arm hurt. Other than that, I had zero symptoms whatsoever. I didn't get sick. I didn't get a runny nose, any of that other stuff, coughing or none of that. It's like, it was pretty much very uneventful. Hi, Ollie. We are puppy sitting. So we got Ollie here to visit. Yes. So anyway, but it's like right now, and I'm going to get off on a political spiel. Right now this country is so divided, and it's really sad because if you look back during the times when we were actually really united, like during World War II, right after the Gulf War and everything and stuff, we came together as a nation. And right now we are so split and so on polar opposite ends of our beliefs that I really honestly don't know and stuff if there'll ever be any coming back from this. And I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I would like to be able to vote for the person that I think is best qualified for the job. It's like I didn't vote for Hillary the first time around. No, I didn't. Well, the only time. I didn't vote for Hillary. I voted for the third party, so because of the fact that I didn't want either of the two that were running. Second time around and stuff, I would have voted for John Kasich, or however you pronounce his name. I would have voted for him if he would have got the Republican nomination, because I liked him better than the other person. But he didn't get it. So, I mean, I'm not tied into any particular party, but our politicians have gone so wackadoodle to the left or so wackadoodle to the right that any of the politicians that are slightly moderate are getting drowned out by the screams of these people that are so far to the opposite ends that they have no voice anymore. And the moderate Americans, I'm pro Second Amendment. I have guns. I've always believed in guns. My dad was a gunsmith. My dad was a member of the NRA. I believe in the right to bear arms. I do believe that there's exceptions to that, which I don't think anybody needs a 100 round drum magazine, or whatever you want to call it, for a semi-automatic gun. You know, I think there is extremes on that. Background checks, I have no problem with a background check. Granted, right now, I could not get a gun for reasons that shall remain unsaid. It's not that it's not that I have a felony or anything like that, or I have a criminal record. I have zero criminal record or anything like that. But there are certain laws in place right now that I could not apply for a gun. Not to say that we don't have them already, but anyway. But, you know, and I'm anti-abortion, but I am pro-choice. It's not up to me to decide what a woman does with her body or, you know, her circumstances or anything like that. I would just as soon she not get an abortion. If there's any way possible to avoid that, great. I'm great. I'm all for that. That's wonderful. But rape, incest, things like that, I don't believe a woman should be forced by the government to take that baby to term if she doesn't feel like it, or if she doesn't want to, or her circumstances don't allow it. I mean, I'm not cookie cutter Democrat. I'm not cookie cutter Republican. So, but our voices in the middle are getting drowned out. Immigration, I'm all for letting the immigrants in if we can do it legally and expedite the way that it's done. It should be done like that. And a lot of people don't realize this, but yes, immigrants, illegal immigrants and stuff, they do pay taxes. A lot of people don't know that, but believe me, I know. I'm just going to tell you, I know for an absolute fact that illegal immigrants pay taxes. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's a lot of other different things. I think the Democrats have made people too reliant on the government, whereas I think the Republicans are more of a kick the sand in your face, kind of screw you, pull yourself up by your bootstraps when somebody else might not have had the opportunities that some of the more elite Republicans or whatever, or even maybe Democrats, have had. So it's more of a struggle for those people to even get a startup. And I think the Democrats have made it a little too easy to get handouts, whereas the Republicans would just as soon put their boot on your head and keep you where you're at right now. But, I mean, that's just kind of the way I feel about things. But the sad part about it is, like I said and stuff, is like you've got, say, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer on one side, which they're a little too far out, even far to the left for me. And then you got Marjorie Taylor Greene, crazy wackadoodle, on the other side, who would drive any moderate Republican, anybody who's probably been a lifelong Republican and knows what the party was like years ago, and I'm going to say it, they jumped on the Trump train and haven't let go of it. And in my honest opinion, and I know some people really liked Trump, in my honest opinion, there was some things he did that I thought were decent, but, and some of the economy was good during that time, but there were so many things as a person that he did that I just didn't care for. And I know and stuff, I guess you're not supposed to judge somebody on, their personality or whatever, but it just really irks me that somebody would stand up there and say, God sent him and all that other stuff, whereas a man who cheated on 3 different wives, grab him by the, I just can't get behind that, and I don't understand the evangelical Christians that have hooked their wagon to that and try to claim, that what a good Christian man he is or anything like that. I don't understand. That I do not understand. And I don't normally get political about stuff, but it just saddens me that this country is so divided, and I'm not sure how we can get it back on track. Like I said, more of the moderate Democrats, more of the moderate Republicans, if they could reach across the aisle and actually try to come to a compromise, this nation would go a lot further with things than when you got wackadoodles on both extreme ends basically leading the parade. But I don't know what the solution is. I wish I did. Wish this nation would come back together as a country and solve the problems that we got. Gasoline is going up now, I know that. You can't really blame a president one way or the other for the prices on gas. It was low with Trump and stuff because Putin and OPEC flooded the oil market and nobody was driving anywhere. So you had a surplus of oil. The price of the oil dropped, due to the demand dropping, the price of gas follows along with the price of oil. Now that the economy is coming back, demand is going up. They've reduced their production, so now the price is going back up. I mean, it does this with every president. It does this with every season. Oh, it's the summer blend. It's more expensive. Oh, now we're switching to the winter blend. It's more expensive. I mean, it does. If you follow that, it does that every year, every president. It's not one president or the other. That's just the way things go. But, I mean, there's got to be a solution. Because as I said, this country is so ripped apart right now. And we just need to get rid of all the politicians. How's that? Just get rid of all of them. Wouldn't hurt my feelings in the least, believe me. But I think that our founding fathers knew best and stiff when they said a house divided will never stand. And boy, were they right about that one. But, I don't know, folks. What do you think? Put some comments down below and stuff, and what do you think about what we could do as a nation to bring the country back together? And try to be civil about it. I know there's probably going to be some cussing and some other stuff going on, but try to be civil about it. It's like I said, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat. I lean more Democrat, but I ain't out here. No. I'm kind of Democrat. I'm not that far off from moderate, so I don't know what else to say. We're fucked. Quite frankly, we're kind of screwed. But anyway, I might try to get some more cooking videos out, since I really haven't been doing anything. So like I said, we haven't gone anywhere or done anything, sold the camper, haven't been camping. Right now, just dog sitting. But I've probably rambled on way longer than I probably should have. So, it's like I said, I don't mean to offend anybody. It's like that's just my political views on things or whatever. Everybody has an opinion, and that's fine. That's what makes America unique. I won't always say America is great, because look back on our history and no, we haven't always been great. We've got a lot of ugly history, and anybody who says otherwise really hasn't studied their history. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. So like I said, if you have any suggestions on how to put this country back together, put them below. And it ain't Trump 2024. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I'm not necessarily gonna say it was Biden either. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let you all go and stuff. So like I said, we all have opinions, and that's okay, because that's what makes the world go round. So, y'all have a good one.